Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best RAM.
Starting at number 5.
Sabrent Rocket DDR5. Sabrent's Rocket DDR5 punches 3 weight classes above what its minimalist design would suggest. It comes in either 16 or 32 GB sticks, and although it's quoted at 4,800 MHz out of the box, Sabrent has designed it to withstand up to 4 times the module capacity. For our review, we pushed it into the 5,000 MHz range, but we wouldn't be surprised at all if it could keep up with the Corsair Dominator Platinum speeds. What we have here, then, is a DDR5 module that's priced along with the cheaper DDR5 kits on the market, but can absolutely perform with the top dogs thanks to its XMP capabilities. As you'll see from the images, Sabrent's bit of rocket science is extremely thin, too. It has an ingenious cooling solution in the form of a copper heat spreader that keeps circuitry efficient. At the same time, its slight form factor makes it feel a tad fragile, so definitely handle it with care. Sabrent's Rocket DDR5 sticks come in 16 or 32 GB, and come in smaller form factors so you can use them in a gaming laptop as well.
Coming at number 4.
XPG Lancer RGB. Let's face it, when it comes to DDR5, you're going to get great performance no matter which stick on this list you choose. Sometimes, the best RAM for you is going to be the one that makes the rest of your PC sing, and XPG's Lancer RGB DDR5 certainly does that. The RGB array on the top of this RAM module shines even brighter than Klevv's, and looks just as pretty. We're awarding XPG's kit with the award of Best Looking RGB RAM, but it's no slouch in the performance race either. Slightly confusingly, XPG, which is a brand owned by Adada, uses MT/S to market this RAM, as opposed to megahertz. While these are similar metrics, they aren't a direct equivalent, so keep that in mind when choosing which speed you want to go for. We tested the 7,200 metric tons per second module, which equated to around 5,200 MHz, although we benchmarked it up at 6,000 MHz without any problems at all. While it wasn't quite as stable as Klevv's Cras kit, or indeed a few others we've reviewed recently, it does unlock some great performance when overclocked. Annoyingly, that stability also translates to voltages, as we found some of the highest readings of any DDR5 module we've tested in this XPG RAM. Besides these few nitpicks, it's undeniable that XPG's Lancer RGB RAM looks $1 million. It's also very versatile in the looks department, and is able to work with ASUS AuraSync, Gigabyte RGB Fusion, MSI Mystic Light Sync, and ASRock's Polychrome equivalent. Finally, it's available in both black and white.
At number 3.
TForce Delta. TeamGroup's TForce RAM can often be seen in the discount aisles of online retailers when big sales events are running. Often, it can be found on offer outside of those sales like Black Friday and Prime Day, meaning it's competitively priced the majority of the time. That isn't indicative of its quality though, because TForce Delta RGB DDR5 looks as good, and performs as well as the rivals you'll find up and down this list. Its voltages and timings were very consistent with more expensive DDR5 from bigger brands, so if you buy this for cheaper, you're getting more than your money's worth. It's XMP and Expo ready out of the box, so it'll suit a wide range of PC builds. It also has all the design and architectural qualities the best DDR5 does, including PMIC calling, and ECC, the latter of which is missing from some more expensive models. Aesthetically, you get a solid RGB array on top of these modules. They aren't quite as bright as XPG's, and their colors aren't as alluring as Klevv's, but for the money you pay, they do the trick. They have support for ASRock, ASUS, BioStar, Gigabyte, and MSI motherboard software too.
Number 2 of my list.
Corsair Vengeance LPX. DDR4 RAM from the biggest names in digital storage is actually getting a little harder to find as they ramp up production of DDR5 RAM. Because of that, sometimes replacing your PC's memory with DDR4 can actually be more expensive, if not just as pricey as buying newer DDR5. Luckily, Corsair's Vengeance LPX is a holdout, and you can still find it fairly easily at pretty reasonable prices. As always with DDR4, you aren't going to get the best performance out there, but at least here you get Corsair's reliability and a few color options. The pure aluminium heat spreader here will ensure cool operation, and voltages are seemingly pretty low, all told. You even have some overclocking capabilities here with the 3200 MHz version having XMP 2.0 compatibility.
And number 1.
Clev Cross XR5. Klevv is a brand that's headed up by Esencor, a tech company from Hong Kong that personifies the amazing technology markets in that part of the world. They take what's great about bigger name brands, make it cheaper, but ensure that reliability and power are still there in abundance. That is very much the cloth from which Klevv's Cras XR5 RB DDR5 RAM is cut. In terms of value for money, I'd say Klevv's Cras kit is hard to beat in the DDR5 arena. I haven't seen speeds upwards of 6000 MHz for as cheap as this before, and when you throw in the beautiful aesthetics of these sticks, it's such a strong option. The RGB light array on the top of these sticks is absolutely stunning when installed. Colors blend and flow into one another, and the best part is they're controllable through ASUS AuraSync, Gigabyte RGB Fusion, MSI Mystic Light, Oshrok Polychrome Sync, and even Razer Chroma. We tested two 16GB sticks with 6000 MHz on the box, but Klevv also sells kits capable of running 6200 MHz if you want to pay a little more. Overall, there's future-proofing, style, and great performance to be had with Klevv's DDR5 RAM, and it's an easy recommendation from me.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.